Starburns Audio.
Thank you for listening to the Starburns Audio Podcast Network. We have so many great comedy shows to add to your playlist. Just last week on Starburns Audio, on the Season 2 premiere of Humans Who Make Games, Adam Conover talks to comedian Ron Funches and Jean Goudon, creative director of the Assassin's Creed series. On Boogie Monster, Kyle Kinane and Dave Stone share a perfect recipe for the quarantined cook. This week on Profiles in Eccentricity, they cover the history of the Khorasan Unity cult, folks for whom a flat earth is ridiculous because they believe it's really a concave shell. Search Starburns Audio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any podcast platform for our full list of shows, featuring hosts like Joe Coy, Amanda Seales, Jessica Chobot, and Jackie Johnson. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Starburns Audio. Enjoy the show. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep laughing.
It's a good show.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arm and Dan. Then hurt, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits the funny hits and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population U.
I almost forgot the word town.
I'm like, dumb people,
okay.
What's the word?
We're on brand.
Population Reynolds. Yeah, Gareth Reynolds. Reynolds Rap.
Hello.
It's
lovely to be here.
That would be
You
like
created Reynolds Rap, is that correct?
I did. To youth
Yeah.
at risk.
Yeah.
Gareth Reynolds walking down and talking to youth at risk. It's called,
You bend down.
Guys, what it is a Reynolds Rap, and no, it's not the foil. Joker's in back.
When you crouch down at the knees to get right on their level to that real closer of that Reynolds
guys,
Rap.
I'm on your level, man.
In the puddle of blood, I saw my own reflection, and I said, "This ain't a life."
Like that.
I brought a boy here today who's been through a lot.
And that boy
I'm
is
going to
me.
bring him out right now. Guys, that boy's
It's me. That boy is me. That boy is
Hey.
me. He turns around. Yeah, hey.
That's hard to react to, isn't it, gang?
We had a high school
We're just
assembly
rapping here.
where this guy talked to the whole school, which was like 400 people.
Okay.
And he did a whole thing about this kid that he knew, and he went through all the trials and tribulations of that kid.
Oh, no.
He brought that kid with him today, and that kid is here, and he wants to meet all of you.
Oh, no.
You're gonna see this. You've heard about his struggle, and maybe some of you can identify with some of that struggle.
There's too much buildup. I bet it's
Dude,
him.
I'm not lying to you. And it built and built and built, and I'm like, I can't wait till this
Meet
kid
this
gets out.
kid. Who is this?
He's also wearing khakis. How about that?
Guys, he went, and I'm gonna bring him right now. Get on out here.
Nothing. Nobody. Empty.
Did
Everyone
someone
stared at the door. Nothing. Silence. Dan,
you're
for the
holding
record,
it for-
Dan is
Dan is
holding
holding
a
it for-
finger out
I'm
and
worried about him.
That kid's me.
Oh, boy.
Jaws on the floor.
Yeah.
Jaws on the floor.
Well, maybe that's a good lead into our overarching theory on the world, and that is that the world is getting dumber, or dumb is getting louder, or dumb and smart are fighting, and dumb
And
is
Gareth
beating it
Reynolds
down
is a
with
good
dumb
person to kind of speak to on this subject
'Cause I'm
because
dumb. Yes.
well, no, you're a big dummy.
Yep.
No, but you and Dave Anthony on your amazing podcast, The Dollop. If you're not listening to it, you should listen.
Pause
to it.
this right now. Subscribe to that one also,
and
Okay.
just enjoy it. But you
The
go
Dollop.
through the kind of insaneness of history.
Yeah.
It's kind of the greatest way to study history ever with YouTube boobs.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out through
No
like
answers.
crazy stories.
No, but you are getting some answers, and I do believe that when I get done listening to a Dollop, I am a little bit smarter. I know something about something that's happened. You carry away some facts, and obviously you laugh a ton, but I do feel
It's
like
amazing.
that's entertainment, that's infotainment a little bit.
Our podcasts are similar in like that we like you guys focus on the idiocy of now, and we focus on the idiocy
of
that
then.
And they haven't heard the stories.
Just like you haven't heard the stories.
Yes.
The three of us are in the dark right now. Dan's got a story. Should we start with one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's jump right in.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
This was sent in by Jake Magnuson at Jake Magnus.
Do you remember the world's strongest man, Magnus?
Yeah.
Magnus
Yeah.
ver Magnuson.
Why would they do
Big
that?
for big.
He had to go one way or another with
those
that name.
shows. How the hell were those on for so
They're
long?
still happening.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I just don't think they're
guys are
televised,
still just
right?
lifting like rocks.
It became CrossFit.
No, but originally what it was, like there was...
Did you say originally?
Originally. It was a more of a regional event.
okay.
No, when we...
You could have played it off.
I like that. I didn't even pick up on it.
caught
I rolled with it
I caught
hardcore.
it.
So when
Randy
we...
went up against the wall to get
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
right. I climbed the wall.
At least you're not
Snow-coated
nitpicking,
down.
Randy.
Are you sure I'm not night picking?
At Randy Sklar with a +1. That was a +1.
A funnier, more parallel thing would have been nitpicking, but fine. So I was, back when we did Cheap Seats, we did an episode about a World's Strongest Man competition where there was like an actual evil villain. Like one of the guys, Bruce Wilhelm was his name.
I kind of remember him.
Such a
And
jerk.
he wore like rose-colored like amber vision
Transitional
glasses, and he beat the nicest guy, Don Reinhardt, and Bruce Wilhelm. They
stuff that is in
battled
your
each other.
guys' head.
Don Reinhardt was like a guy.
Gareth, they could also start naming indoor soccer league players.
Don Ebert,
See?
Carl Rose, Jeff Cacciatore.
It's all
Tony
in there.
Glavin, the
It's
Pocket Rockets,
all
Slobo
in there.
Milievski.
That's not from Cheap Seats.
No,
that's
from
from
our
That's
childhood.
life.
That's just dumb stuff, and I'm like,
Yilmaz Orhan.
what does my son have to do this week? I don't know. But I can tell you every steamer from the
I can tell you that
1988.
Steve Jungle was a cherry picker. All right. Anyway, stay by the gold.
But it was this guy. I encourage you to go back and watch that episode of Cheap Seats. Brent Musburger was calling it, and this guy Don Reinhardt was could not have been a nicer guy. I think he was like playing for like a sick kid, and the other guy Bruce Wilhelm,
such a dick.
was like there was like a tug of war at the end, and he like one-on-one he like pulled him into the mud. Like it was the saddest moment.
Screw you and your kid.
It was so
I hope the kid dies soon. Yeah.
They did the thing. Remember, they would carry just those enormous spheres, those weighted spheres.
Yeah.
Oh,
kegs. They had like
horrible.
a keg toss. Like
Yeah, and then when you'd find like one guy would just buckle. One guy was like, I didn't know we were doing that. And then like the guy would be like just overdoing it with those rocks.
His anus would prolapse and it'd just be the end
In
of
my
it.
dreams, it's one of those things where I say to somebody, hold on, I want to go see what's going on over here. And it's that.
Yeah.
There are times you've been like at a park or something. You're like,
What are all those people looking at?
Look
and
around
it's
the
that.
corner and it's
so this guy's name is reminiscent of that, and we haven't even got to the
Jake
story.
Magnuson. That's Jake Magnuson. Magnuson. Jake is common. This is in all caps. Just the first two words. Which should be because it's the beginning of the sentence.
Sure.
Second one, a drunk
Oh boy.
tourist,
Oh God,
which is what you want to be.
that was
Yeah.
my favorite William.
my town.
My favorite William Hurt movie.
It's a touching one.
The accidentally drunk or tourist.
Yeah. My cousin Ben
tourist.
Doherty, one of the prides of my life, is visiting right now. I don't think I'm doing a good job of keeping him a drunk
He's
tourist.
not drunk enough.
Not
No.
drunk enough.
He could have a beer like some of us. He could man up.
Gareth Reynolds takes a beer and a long sip.
A drunk tourist had a very rough night after he got lost on his way back to his hotel and found himself climbing the Italian Alps.
Okay, wait. What? Okay, wait.
I know my room
'Cause-
is here somewhere.
I mean, surely we all relate to the
don't
first
remember-
part.
I don't
Drunk
remember-
being like, where is it?
Where's
the
our
hell is it?
hotel? Where's our hotel?
I remember passing a yodeling man.
Okay. All right, well, look, we're at 7,000 feet elevation.
Hey,
so-
goats! Hey, goats!
Goats.
Where's your room? Go. Do you have a key? One of those keys?
You know where Hotel Jolie is? Is that around here?
I don't remember coming down. Why am I going up?
No, we did this. We did.
Sure?
Yeah, we went
Yeah,
up
your
here.
friend was always
Did
like, I remember that tree. They're
Yeah.
like, you don't fucking remember
Do we
that.
pass a Yeti on the way to my room earlier tonight?
90%. I think we're close. Either we're close or we're fucked.
I think the Yeti works here.
Floor 2 is the gym. Where is the snowcap floor?
Okay.
This is this might be the dumbest
I mean,
person
you
ever.
have leaned in.
That's how that is drunk on a level that I can't even understand.
Yeah.
Right. An Estonian tourist known as Pavel
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Now we're
One
getting
name. He doesn't even have a last name.
One name.
He's like Estonian Madonna.
You got a name on the tab, dude? Pavel? No, like a last name for the tab? Pavel. Okay. An
for
Estonian
short.
tourist known as Pavel
Sure.
has been enjoying a few drinks at Cervinia, at a resort in Italy's Valle di Astoria. I don't know. I've
Okay.
tried.
I think
few
it's really
drinks.
cool.
A few drinks. And this is a
Valle
guy
di
in
Astoria.
Estonia where there
I
is
don't
no
know.
drinking age.
No.
You can probably start at like 13.
It's recommended, yeah.
So a few drinks for this guy is like 16.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's enjoying a few drinks at Cervinia.
Sure.
When he decided to call
He's
it a
being
night.
Servinia'd.
There we go.
When he decided to call
Over
it a night.
Cervinia.
At Gareth Reynolds at Sklar Brothers.
I'm over Servinia'd.
Go more.
Yeah.
When he decided to call it a night and head back to his hotel, do
Sure.
you think he's the one that decided to call it a night?
He's definitely not the
No
one that
way.
called it a night. I think there are a lot of people who are like, has he had enough?
Hey, buddy, I think we're going to call it a night.
I just want one more before I go.
You guys closing?
Nope.
No, we're not
Hey,
closing.
why don't you tell me?
If you can stand up right now and put your dick back in your pants, you can have another drink.
I'm so sober I could hike the mountain.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Tie my dick.
Hey, I got an idea. You tell me your last name and I'll give you another drink.
Pavel.
Nope, that was your
That's the
first,
first
name.
name.
It's both of them.
No.
Get your hands off me. Hands off.
Pavel!
Pavel. Hashtag.
Hashtag bubble bubble.
I was in a bar in Rochelle, and there was a guy. Some people pass out. He was taking a nap. I mean, he was, and no one cared. No, and
Yeah.
nobody was like, "You got to go, man." They were like,
Just let
"Yeah,
it
let him
be.
sleep it off."
Just let it
The
be.
longer he sleeps, the more likely he'll be the one to drive.
Yeah.
Jeez.
A baby. I mean, really, the policy that you have with a baby
Yes.
with booze.
Do not wake him up.
Do not wake him up.
We're just
No.
happy that he's napping.
That would be great if you did that
Let
as
him
like
cry it out.
like a bit, like a hidden camera bit where you try to get bars to turn the music down because you're afraid. Guys, could you
Guys,
please?
can we just
My
keep it
friend
down? My friend is asleep
sleeping.
right
and
now.
if
guys not play pool?
Yeah. Can you not play
you
pool?
play so loudly,
Do you guys have white noise on the jukebox? What's going on over here?
you walk over and
There we
unplug
go.
the pinball machine. Like, was anybody playing it anyway?
Come on.
Guys.
Yeah, we were playing it.
Personally, that would make
Oh.
me the most mad. Okay,
So,
he decided to call night and head back to his hotel.
boy, did he.
Where you going, Pavel?
Hotel.
To a hotel.
Hotel.
It's that way.
However,
He'll figure it out.
it seemed that Pavel may have had a bit more to drink than he thought. Isn't that how it always goes?
It's the walk home where it hits you. You go, an extra shot of J-Mo is a bad
Right,
idea.
You're talking to your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
You're like, it was you.
Yeah.
Because you didn't love me.
Your stuff's still there. We can do this.
A lot of
my-
sentences start off with "gonna tell me."
I think I'm supposed to turn left. Are you still talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes. Should I go left?
Mountain. I'm going to lose a reception. I'm going into the mountains.
Why would you? That's not where your hotel
My
is.
hotel's near this.
Oh, okay.
There's
so
that tree.
the guy I broke up with for no direction, his life seems to have found some.
Finding one direction.
I'm going
The
up.
band.
I'm going one way. I'm going up.
Going up. I want my hotel to know.
And I'm going in the snow. I'm going up.
The dehydration factor with like drunk mouth, singing.
Yes.
Jay, so when we were in Israel in college, we got drunk and we're going to go camping. And like in a lot, which is down, kind of feels like a European city. It's right down on the Red Sea.
Sure.
Way down
We
at the
rented
southern part.
mopeds. We
Sure.
were cruising around
Hell
on
yeah,
mopeds.
you did.
We parked them at this like field school.
You guys never want to rent mopeds when we're on the road doing DPT.
I would do it in
I
a
would do it in a
heartbeat.
second.
It's so fun.
So we rented mopeds, and all we had were backpacks and like Tivas.
It's like we were in a Third Eye Blind video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you are, dude.
Backpacks with sleeping bags on them and Tivas. Like we didn't have any hiking shoes. We got drunk. We had no water, and we hiked at night up in a mountain so
nope.
that we could see. It was
And then we slept outside.
every single thing that we did was stupid.
Remember that when your kids want to do crazy stuff.
Everything we
that
did
you
was stupid.
Everything was okay. You were with
One of
good
us could
people,
have
right?
fallen off a mountain.
That's right.
Yes.
But you were with good people, right?
Yeah, but
great
we were
people.
just dumb about it.
You guys had Tivas, so
Yeah, you were fine.
you're fine.
yeah.
Not
guys
the
make good decisions.
Not the grippiest of shoes.
Anyone on a moped makes good decisions.
Anyone on a moped with Tivas.
All right. So his short walk back to his room soon turned into a mountain hike. According to Italian newspaper La Stampa, Pavel seemed not to notice that he had taken a wrong turn and was heading up the mountainside until it was too late.
What?
What is too?
I don't know.
how high
That's
is
what I was
too
going to
late?
say. I don't have the answer. I wish I knew. How high is too late? We could just decide for ourselves.
How High is Too Late is a great T-shirt.
That's not a Method Man movie?
How High is Too Late?
How high is too late?
That's Pavel's question. How high's too late?
Because that's what I did.
I tell you, this is too late to be this high.
This is what I love too. This is when your person writing the article is just kind of like they're in the pocket here.
Yeah.
By the time 2 a.m. rolled around,
Oh, here we go.
yeah,
Oh, God. 2 a.m.
and Pavel was still climbing. So if he decided to quote call it a night, whether he did or someone else
You
did,
should never be scrambling up to your
but
hotel
that also
room.
means he left before the bar closed.
Yeah.
well
so-
before.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
2 a.m. now. 2 hours, 3 hours.
What are
In
you
darkness,
doing?
just heading up the
Hiking.
mountain. Just
Hiking.
up.
Oh, no. I don't know if I could scale this one.
Animals that like would kill him or like just let him kill himself. It's less
He's
work
so
for us.
dumb, he'll just bleed out like a deer.
Yeah. I don't trust this guy.
He becomes a deer. By the time 2 a.m. rolled around and Pavel was still climbing, he realized that he had made a grave mistake.
Okay, so he is human.
He's Job from
Okay.
Arrested Development.
Sure.
Realized that he
And by
was-
terrible
grave
mistake,
mistake, you mean
Pavel.
he's dug his own grave.
Literally.
I thought it was my room.
No.
You'll be sleeping though.
Now, if you are a drunk guy climbing a mountain
Sure.
in a foreign country, so you've been throwing caution to the wind for days, right? I'm here for the experience. I'll try it. Whatever. I'll
You're
eat that.
drinking alone in
Right.
another country. You've already thrown it out the window.
What is the best thing that could happen to you? Drunk climbing up a mountain.
You meet someone else up
So camping. People are camping and they take you in.
Better.
You're right. Your hotel is there.
But through sheer luck,
There's like a Swiss Miss, like
but
Convention.
But through sheer luck, Pavel stumbled across a closed restaurant and bar.
What?
He's found another bar.
What?
up, but it's
Up,
close.
up
the mountain.
in the mountain.
Up the mountain.
But you think closed is going to get in his way?
Yeah.
No way.
Guy's so drunk.
He's going to sleep in there.
Right. It's like one of those deals where he thinks he's lost, but literally like 20 yards through a tree line is a whole town.
I'm
You
picturing
know
a
what I mean?
hobbit. He's a hobbit.
Yeah, for sure. This is his journey.
Right, okay, yeah.
Right. That's
Yeah.
his Mordor.
Right.
He came
Little
from the,
Pavel.
Came from the Shire and
Yeah.
now he's going
Right.
up.
He's Samwise
Yeah.
to himself, like being like, you'll keep going. You'll do it. We'll return to the hotel.
Pavel. Keep pushing.
He's stepping on the roofs of all the houses.
Yay.
The bar, named Igloo,
Sure. So,
Stop.
no questions.
Yeah.
No.
There's nothing that says the Italian Alps more than an
Eskimo
Eskimo's
dwelling.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that needs a bar rescue. He would come there right away and be like, "The hell are you guys doing? It's
because
inauthentic.
you don't care about owning a bar.
Your fish is cooked."
Now look at Blake here. Blake doesn't know how to cook anything, but you care, don't you, Blake?
I want this place to work. I have for 10 years.
See, Blake cares. Blake cares, and the baby he's expecting was Sherry.
That baby cares too.
Right. Oh, I've watched so much bar rescue.
Oh, yeah, falling down that hole.
Oh, my God. It's a whole day.
Yeah. Oh, no, but it's paint by numbers.
And right when you think you're going to quit, there's one in California. Like, there's one in the valley, and you're like, well, I have to
I
see
gotta
what they
go
do.
there.
One
I
in
gotta
the
drive. I
valley.
can drive by there and see how they're doing after this thing.
You know you've watched a lot of bar rescue when you're watching. You're like, this bar doesn't need rescuing.
yeah.
You can make that statement with
Right.
confidence.
Oh, yeah. Or
place is fine.
you're just shooting the shit with a bartender. You're like, what are your margins?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
How many months you behind?
And what does your liquor cost overall?
That's
You
all-
should have those numbers.
You should never say to a bartender, let's go open the books.
Let's go open the books.
And your mom gave you the loan? How often is she in here? She know what you're doing?
Are you bar rescuing me right now, dude?
Don't cry, dude.
She just trusted me and I messed it up because I'm a 45-year-old party animal.
If I ordered 6 orders of mozzarella sticks right now, they're going to come out in time?
Absolutely. Back in the kitchen.
Well, fuck, we're out of sticks. The oven doesn't work.
6 orders?
They shouldn't be in the oven.
Put them in the microwave. They'll know.
Bar rescue has taught you that whatever you're afraid of in that shitty bar you're in, whatever you're afraid of in that kitchen is what's happening.
Oh,
Bar
for
rescue.
sure.
That's what's going
The
on
guy
in
on
the
bar rescue is like the NBA playoffs. Your weaknesses will get exposed.
Oh, yeah.
Always the
Everything's
worst.
a 7-game
Yes,
series.
the worst thing in every bar rescue is what's supposed to be the best for you. Don't order anything chicken. Don't order just like a straight burger. Like literally, just order the poppers or the mozzarella sticks. That is your safest bet, and you're not even in the clear there.
No, because they're touching everything.
The chicken is always like not at temperature.
Stop. I can't.
This chili's gonna kill someone!
It's been on the floor.
It's not chili. It's killy.
Now look, I've brought in a chef here. He's ran 16 Vegas restaurants, and he's going to teach you how to make salmon splinters.
Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
They always bring in someone.
Boom. That's a flavor.
Okay.
Hey, let's take this thing to Flavor Town.
The bar named Igloo was nestled on the mountainside at an altitude of how high do you guys think
this
he had gotten to find this bar?
Okay, so
now Gareth, you can go first.
I don't know what the
third.
town is to begin with. You don't know? Do you know that?
So,
No,
like,
it's
if
just
the
Igloo. It's not a town.
No. The town.
Oh,
the town
no.
itself might be at like 6,000 feet, and then now you're up to
Right.
So this is the elevation of Igloo,
Yes.
but we still don't know how high the town is.
No.
Well,
So you can either go first,
But he
Tig,
started
or
at the bottom
third.
of the mountain.
All right, fine.
I'll go third. I
Okay.
want to hear what you guys
Go ahead,
say.
Jay.
Okay.
I think it's 8,500 feet.
8,500.
So I think he
it's
may
in
have-
kilometers, or it's in meters. I
Oh,
mean.
in meters.
Jeez.
Do you want
meters?
Do you want
Now
me
you-
to try and convert
All right.
it?
So no. I'm gonna say it's like this is how little I know.
Yeah, what?
2,800 meters.
All right.
2,800.
Meters.
Well, if you give me 1 sec, I can give it. We can go feet. Okay, I got feet.
2,000.
What do you want for feet? Go feet.
I
got
said
feet.
8,500 feet.
8,500 feet. Randy
I
Sklar.
say 7,200 feet.
7,200 feet.
I'll go 1 foot.
No, we're not. It's not prices
Oh,
right.
sorry, I misunderstood. I'll go 9,000.
9,000
Yeah.
feet.
Okay.
I think it's going to be even more.
The bar, Igloo, was nestled on the mountainside.
What if it's in like the death zone? Have you read any of those like Everest books?
Oh,
like,
yeah, where-
over
yeah.
27,000 feet, it's in the death zone.
Yes.
Who has a restaurant in the death zone?
He's up there trying to get a pizza.
Yeah.
He's
hey,
This air. This is it. I'm either drunk and can't breathe, or the air is
There's
bad.
planes below me.
Hey man, you sleeping on the side of a mountain tonight? Is there room for two? Because I have a room, but I don't know where it's
My
at.
key doesn't work.
Should my nose be black?
And off.
Jay says 8,500.
8,500.
Randy said
7,200.
7,200.
Gareth says
I
9,000.
just wanted
Which
to-
actually is closer to 2,800 meters. All right.
Thank you.
A total of, get your answers in, townies. Because Igloo sits at 7,874 feet. Randy.
Randy?
You
Yeah,
said,
isn't
what'd you
he?
say?
I said 8,500.
And
you
I said 7,200. So I'm only 600 away. It's me.
I know, dude.
Nice. Impressive.
All right.
I don't know. Somebody's probably maybe it's a split. 'cause
So
it's halfway
this
through
lucky
there.
son of a bitch walks up there and that's there.
And he's saved.
Well, Pavel, seeing it as his only refuge, the tipsy tourist forced his way in and bunkered down for the night. Staff discovered Pavel in the morning, passed out on a makeshift bed made out of a bench and a few cushions. If we could hear audio and video of him, because you know he talked to himself the whole
yeah.
time he was in there.
Move
Just
this
gonna make
over
a bed.
here.
Just making a bed.
Gotta move this over here.
Yep.
Like, if anyone deserved to like get to that point and then get raped by a bear, I think this is the guy.
That's the time.
This is the guy.
Staff discovered Pavel in the morning, passed out on his makeshift bed. Being the responsible guy that he is, Pavel made sure he drank 2 bottles of water to help with his hangover the next morning,
That's nice.
which
actually
were
pretty
sitting
smart.
beside him when he was found. A search party made up of a fire brigade, police, and drones had to be dispatched to locate the lost tourist before he was found safe and sound in the bar.
That's not a waste of resources at
my
all.
God.
No.
Local police said that he will be fined for his drunken escapade, but
Goddamn
will
right.
not be charged.
So yeah, no, he's got to pay for what it costs for the
Yeah.
search party.
I
to
will
go out
ask
there.
the three of you now. Once
what's
again,
his
you are a
fine?
guest. You can go first.
I wanna go
Tig
first
or
this
third.
time.
Okay.
How old is Pavel?
Oh, damn.
See this.
He's got to be young. I mean, to
How
act,
so?
just
Because he climbed the mountain.
He
is
climbed
what
the
you're
mountain,
saying.
and he's naive enough to not. I just.
When you're young, like, and you do dumb things, like, sometimes it falls into place for you.
There's yes, yeah.
If I'm that bar that he left, there is a new drink called Climb the Mountain.
Climb the mountain.
It's whatever the last thing he drank was.
It's called the Pavel Mountain Climber.
Yeah, or just your last drink of the night is called Climb the Mountain.
Who wants to, hey, last call in 10 minutes. Who wants to climb the mountain?
Yeah. Well, then now they have to put a sign up there that's like your hotel's not near here. Oh, good.
Your hotel is not
like an
elevated.
open well. Yeah.
Just an arrow saying, other way, dummy.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna guess that he is 23.
23 years old from Gareth Reynolds.
I think he's 28.
28
Yeah.
from Jason Sklar.
Yeah, he's traveling internationally.
I think he's 51. And you
Love
know,
it.
there are
With
those.
a stick. He
hoping.
found a stick.
There are
He
those
found a stick and he used
Estonians.
it.
Yeah, there are those, like, you know how like people from another country just, you're like, hey, the guy's like 67 years old and he just swims in like ice water. Yeah, like there are those
Right.
people.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? And he just, I don't know, he owns a cat whose skin is on the
Because
outside.
if you're drinking alone, you're either young enough to not care or so old no one likes you anymore.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Pavel, get your answers in at home. Scream at your ham
He's
radios.
not married. He's 51 and not married.
No, he's alone.
He was that
obvious
night.
reasons.
The age of Pavel, the mountain climbing drunk, which is a great children's book.
Pavel the mountain climbing drunk is one
an
of my favorites.
unbelievable book.
The story of Will. Welcome to the Reynolds Rap, guys. We're going to talk about my man Pavel.
Let me get down.
He's here today.
Let me get-
Oh, snap.
He's
My
inside of
nickname
all
was
of us.
Pavel.
He was a character from You Can Give a Bear a Sedative.
That'd be a good one. I'm gonna welcome that guy in right now. That guy's you, and then it's them.
Welcome
What?
in.
That didn't happen to me.
No,
It did happen.
It did now.
Pavel the mountain climbing drunk.
I'm like this all the time.
Good. Pavel is 30 years old.
Wow. All right, yeah.
28.
28, Jay.
Well
there
done,
you
Jay
go.
Sklar.
That's
Nice.
one story down in the
saw him in
books.
my eyes.
Down in the book. Pavel the
Is there a
mountain
picture of him or no?
Nope.
All right.
All right, we just have to think of him in our brain. I like to think of him wearing like one of those Alpsy type hats.
Yeah.
With the feather coming off.
Yeah.
Maybe some lederhosen, even though we're in Italy.
Probably
why
a
not?
pan flute or something like
Of
that he
course.
played most of the
Flying
way.
He found a magical one up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pavel the mountain climbing drunk. That's a great first story. When we come back, we're going to talk to Gareth Reynolds a little bit more about the Dollop and some of the other projects he's working on. This is Dumb People Town. Stay with us.
Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying connected and productive? And then there's your newest coworker, the cat. Well, your friends at Trello have been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format, plus tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Trello keeps everyone organized and on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Teams of all shapes and sizes at companies like Google, Fender, Costco, and likely your favorite neighborhood coffee shop all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to DPT. Our guest, Gareth Reynolds. As we mentioned before, he is one of two brilliant parts of the Dollop. You guys were just in Australia. Is that relatively recently?
Relatively recently.
Are you going somewhere this fall?
Yeah, we'll probably go back to Australia. We have a bunch of tour dates, too.
What do you do? Like every year and a half? What do you feel like
It's
yours rotation?
kind of like... oh, jeez, I
That's
keep
okay.
hitting
There's
this
no
thing.
reason to be mad.
I'm so worried.
Hit the mic.
We probably do it about once every just over a year. Around that, like
great.
13, 14 months, something
Yeah.
like that.
And now you have an
Just
audience. I mean, you had an audience, but like people are excited to see you come back. And
Yeah.
It's a different show every time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun to.
No,
come back there.
it's got. I mean, it has gotten to the point over there where it's really weird. But yeah, it's great. I mean, they have a lot of crazy shit in their country that we talk about. I mean, they are an Isle of convicts essentially.
Which
So
you gotta love. Just people are.
And they embrace it, yeah.
on Fox.
Yeah.
this
Listen,
fall.
people are born out of bad decisions.
yes,
Their whole island is an episode of Prison Break.
yeah. But yeah, it's great.
That's awesome.
It's great that you do that, and then you're writing on the show "You're the Worst" right now.
Yes,
which is
show
a
called You're the Worst.
fantastic show. Takes
Yeah.
place in my neighborhood in Silver
Yeah,
Lake.
yeah.
Yeah, our buddy Desmond Borges is on that show.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He's wonderful.
Yeah, Edgar.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Great Chicago dude.
Yeah, and then the last season of Arrested
Arrested
Development,
Development, you
which
wrote
comes
on
out
that.
May 29th.
Which,
Come
as we
on.
kind of were talking a little bit about, Mitch Hurwitz, who has done our podcast before, just a brilliant individual.
The greatest.
Like, I don't think people understand. I mean, Mitch Hurwitz, also the mind behind, along with Maria Bamford and Lady Dynamite.
Yep.
His brain works in a way that I don't think people fully understand the level of genius that he works on, and which is both amazing and can be maddening if you're trying to get home and see like a family member and you're working on staff, because he wants to work on it till it's done, which sometimes could be like very early in the morning.
Yeah, no, he definitely. I mean, he is an absolute genius, and yeah, he makes sure that he's that you've
gets it
worked
right.
on the stuff when it's done.
Was this your first season on Arrested?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that like coming into the room being like, all right, I just gotta
It's
do as
crazy.
good as one of the funniest shows
It's crazy.
ever.
I mean, truly, like, you know, it is. I mean, we all know that feeling when you're not comfortable around people you're intimidated by, and you gotta like try to hang, you know. But yeah, like anything you'd pitch, like you'd just be like, I mean, so half-assed. You'd be like, or you could go home, or that's dumb. I mean, never mind. That shouldn't. Sorry that I said that.
Did I speak out loud? I'm so
and then
sorry.
spill some wheat thins. You're like, I'm so dumb. No, I'm not like this. I appreciate it though. I love the show.
You're leaning
Yeah.
over to your writing partner and be like, read what I wrote down.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
read it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You read it.
should read it.
Just like slapping
You have
each other.
confidence. Do it. Take this. I'm bombing.
But then they
Can I
do
get
the
a
same
picture
thing
with
to
you guys?
They do the same thing to you because they're like, I don't want you read what
So
I
let
wrote.
me ask you though, because your ability to create comedy in the moment, especially off things that you don't even know, again, when, you know, if your Dave's reading a story and you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You have to create comedy in that moment, and sometimes in front of like several thousand people.
Yeah.
If you're doing it live, or a couple thousand people, that's a lot of pressure.
Yes.
Were you able to transfer the credits from that into this experience and be able to deliver in that moment?
Yeah, I mean, you know, essentially when you're writing in a room, like that, I mean, you're pitching ideas, you're pitching jokes, but yeah, I mean, a lot of it, especially with Mitch, is like, you know, you're just riffing dialogue. So
Right.
you'll just be like, it's very similar in the sense that like you'll find a joke in the moment and that'll just get jotted down and put in.
That
you know?
becomes the riff.
Yeah, and he also is like watching him work when, you know, like he's come up with all these characters that you know so well. So then he'll be writing, and then he'll be narrating what he's writing in their voices that he's created.
And that's got to be unbelievable
amazing.
process. It's
Yeah.
almost like you're watching the process of something that you've loved for so long.
And it's surreal. I mean,
and if you can get one joke in there, it's got to feel so fucking good.
Yeah. Oh, the best.
That's
Nice.
brilliant. So
Yeah.
that's coming out, and that should be out in
May
the
9th, May 29th.
May 29th. Yeah,
Love it.
Netflix. Yeah,
I love it. That's a pretty amazing show to be a part of, and well worth it. They were lucky to have you on it.
That's what I kept saying to them, and they were like, "Stop
did you-
saying
Yeah,
that."
I don't know if I was
Then
It's a
Yeah.
weird thing to
Shirts
start.
made.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to start every pitch.
Yeah.
Every joke that you
You're,
pitch
you're,
with
you're
them.
lucky that I'm here, but I
guys.
think Job should leave before that, and you guys are welcome.
Yeah. Let me say, you guys are lucky
don't
to
hear
have
a
me
lot-
here.
I don't hear a lot of
Gareth
people-
Reynolds, I want to pitch.
I don't hear a lot of people thanking me. Whatever, you guys can get to it later.
So, just because it's month 6, it feels like we're not thanking me or respecting the fact that I'm here and how awesome that is. But I'll keep pitching anyway.
Whatever you
All
guys
right.
say. That's the
Whatever.
end of my Reynolds
All
rap.
right, that's the end of the Reynolds rap. I know someone who's got a great pitch and he's about to walk in that door.
Who's that person? It's me.
It's me.
You waited
Oh, sorry,
that
it's
long.
Mitch. Hey, Mitch, how you doing? Sorry. Hey, Mitch.
Hey.
All right, you want to do a second story?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Sent in by Jay Sneed at I'm Jake Schneider. A couple of Jakes helping out on the first two of these.
Love it.
I am JakeSchneider. I'm
Thanks, buddy.
Jake Schneider. This is going to give the two of you, Jason and Randy, as parents,
So much
Nightmares.
anxiety.
Oh,
nice.
jeez.
and Gareth,
Yeah, make me happy.
couple of cavalier fellas like us.
Yeah.
We're going to be like, good kid.
Yeah, rubber up.
Cool kid.
Oh, God.
Very Calvin of
Rubber
that
up.
kid.
Yeah.
Rubber up,
All right, ready?
buttercup.
And adventurous, and then in parentheses, and mischievous,
This is Pavel.
12-year-old boy. So that's,
My daughter's 12.
yep,
Okay.
12-year-old boy. Stole his mom's credit card and
really?
booked an escape to Bali for 4 days.
What?
Yes.
That's where I had my honeymoon with my wife.
Yeah.
Well, this is where a kid ran away to.
Is he going on a honeymoon?
After getting in a fight with his mom, the boy,
Douchebag.
identified by the pseudonym Drew. So has he been identified?
Yeah,
You don't
the
think
pseudonym
so.
Drew. Yeah.
He comes when you say Drew.
Stole his mom, but that's just his pseudonym.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
it goes by Drew.
Stole his mom's credit card and booked a spiteful runaway flight from his home in Australia
Oh, man.
to Denpasar.
Denpasar.
So he's not coming from America. Australia to Bali is much closer.
Sure.
Would you feel that way if your kid went to Hawaii?
It'd be Hawaii. It's Hawaii.
It's Hawaii, and absolutely not. I would
Would
be
you feel
pissed.
that way if your kid went to Arizona?
No, it'd be more like if my kid went to like Mexico because it's another country. Like
true.
Hawaii is still America. But
Right.
then-
Okay, Vancouver. You're like, all right, at least it's
This
Vancouver.
guy had to get a kid had to get a passport together.
Yeah.
This is
12 years old. 12 years old. Drew planned it all out. He tricked his grandmother into giving him his passport and packed a backpack with some T-shirts and shorts. Instead of going to school in the morning, Drew took a train to the airport. He checked into his Jetstar flight through a self-service kiosk and then passed through security without any problem.
Yeah.
That's
Australia.
And that's also, Australia, but that's also like automated life. Like you only see one person if you're going through with a
My
group.
dad's coming.
Or the other way. You'd be
My dad's coming,
right
mate.
there.
My dad's right there,
You think
mate.
a TSA is like going through so much shit they
He's
deal
right
with as well.
there, mate.
Not even going to turn
Well,
around.
nothing to see there. It's just a 9-year-old flying by himself.
What's this saying?
He's the pilot, he says. We're going to let him fly the bed.
Thanks, I need you to move over. Move over.
You sure you're the
This
pilot?
kid's the pilot.
Yeah, he says he's the best.
All right.
He's the best.
Prepare yourselves for a water landing.
We're still on the ground.
Oh, sorry. It's premature.
Prepare yourself for a water takeoff.
All right. Now, everyone remember your pilot's 12.
This is also
So expect some turbulence.
this is also the point in the episode where I tell all of our fans, we don't care what you think of our
We
accents.
could get a shit.
Well, only one guy's doing it right. The guy who sells out theaters in Australia. You better get it
No,
right.
Australians would hear that. and
He's
be
the
like,
beast.
It's awful.
He's awful.
All right.
Okay, so
He's like a 12-year-old flying a plane.
I think so too. I'm just going to start doing worse and worse.
mind if I open the window and have a cigarette?
Yeah. This isn't a Southwest flight.
Kid's 12. Kid's fucking 12.
That's what they announce when you fly in Australia. They announce that. There's no smoking on this flight unless you roll the window down.
Unless you're willing to punch the window out, there's no smoking on the flight. If you are punching the window out, kudos to you.
Punch it out with a koala.
Punch it.
With the
Rip some
skull of
No,
a koala.
Christ, he's punched it out. Well, that's the policy. You're allowed to, love.
He wanted to smoke.
He's having a fig.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
You checked into the Jetstar flight through a self-service kiosk, and it passed through security without any problems. This is Home Alone 6.
Yeah.
This is
Except he's doing it to himself.
Home Alone 6.
This is away from home, alone.
They just asked for my student ID and
Sure.
passport to prove I'm over 12 and that I'm in secondary school, Drew told the Australian television show A Current Affair. Newsflash, A Current Affair is still out
on
there.
in
Yeah.
Still
Australia.
hot there.
Hell
Still
yeah.
super
Very
hot.
big.
That was
Very big.
Maury, right? Wasn't that Maury?
Australian
No, that
current
was
affair.
what
was that guy?
Maury Povich was a current.
Maury
Yeah,
Povich
yes,
was
yeah.
current.
Bill O'Reilly at some point.
Yeah,
Wasn't that where he
really?
had the freak
it was
out?
like the.
It was that and hard copy.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
remember?
thinking of. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but a current affair had like the pyramid or the triangle.
Yeah. Yeah, which was some sort of Illuminati shit.
Jay,
Yeah.
get a current affair on there. Fucking fire it up, Jay.
All right.
Get that a current affair on
Someday
there.
we're going to get cameras in the studio and everybody's going to get to see all the times Jay looks things up while we keep doing the show.
It's just Jay's
No,
just
I mean that is a good
checked
thing.
out.
Yeah.
Checked out.
Okay. Remember we had Allison Rose in and you both were on your phones. I'm like, tell me you're both looking for whatever.
I was just running through some emails. I'm just kidding.
There was a second where it was they were in it, but to Allison it was I knew that she was like, I think they just both checked out of the show. It's just me and Dan.
Yeah. It's just us.
One time I did Sam Tripoli's podcast, and he had to go get his computer charger. Sorry.
That was it. That was it.
Get it back in.
All right, here we go.
That's fun.
That
Kind of a whip.
whiplash triangle at the end.
You'd hear that a half
Jesus.
hour before you'd hear what is the song for Married with Children? Love and Marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just hear that, be like, oh God, the triangle.
What were you going to say on Sam Tripoli's?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Come on, we were there. There's people who are
one
gonna be mad
time
if we don't finish.
I was on his show and he had to go get a computer charger while we were doing a show live, and he's like, "Dude, I'll be right back." And I hosted his podcast for like 5 minutes alone, just like, so this is pretty weird.
Pretty great.
That's great.
So, yeah, it
He
was
trusted
great.
you.
He did, and I totally lost the audience
What else is going on?
immediately.
What else is going on in the news?
Drew, who has a pseudonym, that also means he's on camera talking. They just another time where someone doesn't want to be identified except by face and voice.
Yeah.
Right,
It's like,
sure.
yeah, how in the world could you have
Who would
ever-
know who I
This
am?
happens all the time. People
know.
in news, like a news story, they're like a witness who didn't want to be identified, and they're on camera.
Then their
Yeah,
face
just
works.
change the name because that's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Name remains the same.
The only time Drew was questioned about traveling alone was at Bali Customs, but he told the immigrations officer that his mom was waiting outside, and off he went.
There you go.
That easy, man.
Yeah.
Confidence.
There we go.
Confidence of a good 12-year-old liar.
Once in Bali,
Once in Bali.
Drew.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, 12-year-old. Drew rented a motorbike, moped. Moped.
By the
can
way,
relate
when
to
I
that.
was in Bali, the amount of furniture guys were carrying on mopeds
God.
was staggering.
Really?
I felt like if Bali on the flag should just have a picture of a guy on a moped with a mattress.
Crushing it. Just moving a house.
Straight up
Moving
mattress.
an entire
just-
house.
And when I was with my wife there, and I remember we were swimming in the water and we were snorkeling a little bit, and I was like, man, this is so amazing.
Imagine being here when you're 12.
So beautiful. It's like incredible. There was one point where I was like, God, this is so beautiful. We're seeing like all this amazing wildlife. Look that right there. That's an eel. And then I reached down and I like looked closer and I was like, oh no, that's just a belt. It's just a belt flooding in the water.
That's still
12-year-old belt. 12-year-old boy's belt.
Could have been a boy's belt.
Braided leather.
Yeah.
I got beltfish, hon.
Straight up belt fish.
Once in Bali, Drew rented a motorbike and scooted around town despite not having a license and bought beer.
How many other people in Bali really have licenses?
Yeah,
Right.
that's true,
That's
too.
a long. That's a long way to go to buy beer. I guarantee you can give someone in Australia whatever Australia money
and
is.
most Australians
and
they'd
get
be
it.
like, that's not beer.
Yeah.
Foster's.
What are you
Now,
drinking?
That's beer.
Well, he wasn't drinking good beer.
He says,
What if he went there to get a Foster's? That would have been the
That's a
most.
great
Went a
commercial.
long way to get a Foster's.
This kid's 12.
You won't believe how far you go to get a Foster's.
Just a pseudonym Drew here.
Though he says he didn't like the taste. This kid, though, is living his best life.
It's like the plot of Yes Man.
Imagine his parents around this time.
Oh my
He's
God.
on a moped in Bali, and they're like, what do you mean he's not at school?
Yeah. They're losing their
'Cause
goddamn
He's
mind.
out of
Ma'am.
the country.
We have reason to believe your boy is on a moped drinking beer in Bali.
A what?
What?
He's
No,
rented
he's
a
not.
motorbike.
He's with my mother.
He's
at
gotten
home.
married. He's got 2 wives, which we'll get into in a minute.
He's now a shaman.
He's a legal polygamist.
He's a shaman.
He was
He does
staying-
ayahuasca ceremonies. He's 30 years old now, by the way, ma'am.
Man, he aged 18 years
It
in the
ain't
last
any
day.
explanation. But he's not a boy anymore. He's a bit older than you now.
Got a real interstellar situation.
He's got a boogie boarding business.
He's an ordained minister.
He's actually the president, if they have one.
He was staying at the 4-star All Seasons Hotel,
This can't be real.
where he checked
By the
in
way,
by
all seasons, not quite the four seasons.
It's all
seasons.
Like the
is
all
like-
seasons.
The lawyer was like, legally, you'll be fine.
Right. It's seasons.
Yeah.
Where he checked in by telling staff that his sister would be joining him. He's
This
roped
guy's
so many
He
of
really
his
is.
family members into this story.
This is unbelievable that it's working.
Meanwhile, back in Australia, his family was frantic. They
Sure.
alerted police who tried to track Drew down. Like most kids with a smartphone, Drew took videos and photos of his spree. When he posted them online, police were able to track his location.
Dummy 12-year-old.
Oh,
you
Man,
dummy.
you had it.
You were
Right.
brilliant until you had to
Share
brag
Share it
on
after.
Share it afterwards.
Parents then flew to Bali
That's an interesting
to
angle.
retrieve Drew and bring him back to
As
Sydney.
I'm in the air, I am thinking about ways I'm going to end his life.
I'm going to get that ocean belt and beat him with
You know
it.
what I'm thinking? I would go to Bali, yell at him, then put his ass back on a plane and be like, you know how to get home.
Yeah.
We're staying in Bali.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get him.
I would call every single like hilarious black comedian telling a story about their mom beating the shit out of them as they were growing up. I'd get those moms to come and beat the shit out of this kid. I'd be like, I'm not going to do it because I can't hit you as hard as this woman.
Earthquake,
This row.
the comedian's
Earthquake's mom is going to come in here
and
and
come
just
in there and give like a 7.9 on the
make
Richter
you-
scale.
Make you wish that not only had you that you didn't make this trip, but that you were born.
Right.
Make you wish that you hadn't been born. Enjoy.
I'm going to ask you guys now, and we're going to get out of here on this.
Oh, boy.
In total,
How old?
and in U.S. dollars,
Oh.
Drew spent how much money on his adventure? Now, he
Jesus.
has, let's work it here.
Plane ticket?
Yeah.
Well, first,
Nuts.
train ticket.
Train ticket, plane ticket,
All
autom-
Seasons Hotel.
And
Rented a moped.
you're going to convert
Rent-
this to American dollars?
It is already, yes. Rented a moped.
And had
Bought
the all,
beer.
at the All Seasons Hotel and bought beer.
How many days, though? He's there for...
5 days, right?
he doesn't make it the whole time, though, does he?
4 days.
4 days.
4
days.
days.
4 days of hotel at an all seasons.
Yeah.
I mean,
shit.
I'll do the all-inclusive breakfast.
I'll take the
My vacation.
room service.
While you're thinking
Every
about it, I will
room's a
tell you,
suite.
this isn't the first time Drew ran away. At the age of 2, he packed his bags and made his first attempt. He was apprehended in the neighborhood park.
At 2?
Yes.
I'm off to Bali.
In an interview,
up.
Drew said he now
I'll
regrets.
show you when I'm older and I go to Bali.
Drew said
Honey,
he
he's
now.
really talking about Bali.
I'll show you, Mum and Dad.
Honey, he's really talking about Bali.
I'm gonna go to Bali the second you turn your
Yeah,
back on me.
yeah.
I'll show you.
Yeah, just get him back in the pen.
In an interview, Drew said he now regrets his Balinese jaunt and the drama it caused. Sorry for all the drama,
He
guys.
now
at these 12.
regrets
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Yeah,
bullshit.
you know how like for 4 days when you thought your son was dead.
4 days.
Sorry. Whoops. My bad. Hashtag my bad.
Here's the thing. When you're the parent, I'm imagining, that's not 4 days.
No.
That's 4 mornings of not waking up.
It's 4 nights of not sleeping at all.
It's 4 dinners.
It is
whatever you're
by
eating.
day 3, you are making peace with the fact that
He's gone.
this thing that you raised for
By
12 years,
day
paid
3.
for, taught.
I know.
The thing that you
You're trying
If he's such a dick that he almost ran away at age 2, and then he's gone at age
10 years later.
10 years later, he's gone. There is a moment where the dad says to himself, in the deepest, darkest moments of his inner thoughts, good.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have a new life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, Dan, it was like when you lost your computer. You're like, what, man?
Yep.
Who knows? I could be a
Wow.
whole
Who
new
knows?
person.
It might
Yeah,
be a
right.
blessing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's getting like foot massages. Like,
Exactly.
on your credit card.
So,
Yeah.
do you want to go first, Tig, or third, Gareth Reynolds?
I'm gonna go third on this one.
Okay,
Back to
Jason
my
or Randy,
original.
how much
James,
money
go ahead.
in U.S. dollars did this Balinese adventure cost? All
Did he
in.
fly- we don't know what he flew.
I'm going to say $1,800.
We do know what he flew.
What did he fly? Cathay Pacific?
Jetstar.
Jetstar.
Okay, what did you say? What was your...
I said $1,800.
Okay, do you want to change it? I feel like you're resident.
I
reticent.
just realized the.
No, resident.
You're a resident.
of reticency.
You know
You
what?
live
I just realized I didn't really factor in the flight enough.
Go ahead. Well, I'll allow it. You haven't heard anybody else?
$2,200.
$2,200.
$2,200.
Okay.
4 days in Bali at an all seasons.
He's eating too.
Please. And a ticket and a train ticket,
Randy Sklar.
$3,800.
$3,800. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Gareth
go
Reynolds.
$2,900.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
$100.
I said 38. You said 28. You
22.
Said 22. You said okay. Good. We're covered it.
Drew.
Wait, are we in the range? Can you at least say
No.
No, it's
We're not
gonna be
even
way
close?
more.
No.
It's gonna be more. How?
Do you want to re-guess?
No.
No, I want to know.
Okay.
It's just- it is what
We
it is,
could
man.
all re-guess and be that much farther away.
Or I could be lying, but I'm not.
Okay.
Drew.
Come on.
Pseudonym Drew.
Right. Drew. Ran away for 4 days to Bali.
Oh, he
boy.
bought a plane ticket day of, so that's more expensive.
Well, plus first class.
Yeah.
You know it's first
Yeah,
class.
for sure.
Now my mum's in coach.
You paid to enter the Young Flyers program. Okay. Drew
Dad's underneath.
He's a dog.
We tranquilized him.
added years to his parents' life by spending 4 days in Bali.
I mean,
I want to smack him so
It
hard.
literally took, and I'm not joking, like 8 years off of both of
So
their
if
lives.
as a parent, this is just a service that I think.
Sure.
As a parent, you know, let's put an end to hitting kids, and you don't believe in abuse. But as a parent, could you pay a bully to kick the shit out of your kid? And then you're not doing it. It's not you
No, but
doing
you know
it.
what you would
Hired
do?
it.
You know what you would do, maybe?
Hire a bully.
You need a goon.
Leave him somewhere for a little time.
he doesn't
Go to
care.
Bali.
He'll go to
I don't know
Bali.
if I
Then it's
trust
on
it.
your
I don't know if I trust leaving this kid. I think it's you got to crate him.
I think
Kid's too resourceful to
Crazy.
leave.
I think you-
I
it's
think
time
you
to crate him.
hire a bully and you
Leave him
go
in the
and you go,
bush.
look, here's $100. Just kick the shit out of him for an hour. We'll come in at the end
Say
and
things
shoo
like
you off.
things like your parents love you. Say things like,
No. Within an inch of his life, all right, and then we'll come save him, and then he'll be so glad that we're here,
Right. And
A goon for kids.
right? And you know what? Because
Goon Junior.
1877 goons
stop.
for kids.
No, don't.
I'll come over.
Don't do that.
and
I'm
goons
also
for
a kid, but I'm a goon.
all right, how much? How
Okay.
much?
It's like the Price is Right.
in total of U.S. dollars, Drew spent $6,100.
Wow,
Jesus.
Okay, so he's doing what I'm hoping he's doing, which is he's dumb and dumbering the
Ring
place.
it
He's
up.
just handing out the hundreds wherever he can.
So do you do this? Do you make him work summer jobs until he pays you fully back for all that?
Absolutely.
You go 3 summers, man. 2,000 a summer. You're
Or
going to work
he
40-hour weeks.
He doesn't go on any family trips, and you deduct the cost it would have been to bring him.
Totally.
I don't think you
that's-
want to turn your back on pseudonym Drew.
No.
Pseudonym Drew.
I don't like it.
You don't ever want to turn your back on him.
No.
You always, I'd say, fit him with a low jack.
Yeah, definitely.
Put up his picture
No, you
all
leash.
around, everywhere. Like,
Get
don't-
him one of those Scared Straight programs.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah, and that kid was me.
Nah,
no. That was you?
Yeah.
It was
well,
me.
no, it was my brother Drew, but he's passed away, so I've taken his story.
That's not
A
his
bully
real
beat
name.
him within an inch of his life, and we couldn't
Dude.
get there in time.
It's not his real name. It's pseudonym Drew.
All right, that's story 3.
That's story 2.
Story 2.
Story 2. Our
Yeah.
third, can you give us a little taste of what we're gonna see in the next segment here?
I will read you a quote that is 6 words.
I cannot wait.
I could feel it moving around.
Flies and flies and
That could be so many things. You're gonna have to stay with us through the break to check it out. Gareth Reynolds from the Dollop is here. This is Dumb People Town.
Hey there, Adam Conover here. Humans Who Make Games is my podcast where I sit down with the people who created some of your favorite video games and have the kind of long-form personal conversation we so rarely get to hear. We talk about how they got into the industry, what their favorite games were growing up, and what it's like working in the trenches of this century's greatest new art form. This season, we've got a whole batch of new interviews for you. I talked to Kim Swift from Portal, Alex Preston from Hyperlight Drifter, Anna McGill from Control, and Alex Beecham from the game Outer Wilds. Whether you love video games or you just love learning more about other artists' creative process, I can guarantee you're going to love this podcast. So, you can get Season 2 of Humans Who Make Games wherever you get your podcasts. Take a listen.
All right, guys, welcome back. Final segment, DPT.
We should mention for us, guys, we check out our stand-up special on Stars. You can stream it on the Stars app, Hipster Ghosts. Check it out.
Please, the Audible thing. You can go to audible.com and check out our audio documentary called Sklars and Stripes. That's another thing that we've done that we're
Please
super
leave
proud
a
of.
rating and rate
Review.
it and leave a review. That always helps it out. It's almost like podcasting that way on audible.com. You can get a free 30-day trial and then just listen to it for free.
And we have exciting things coming up next month. We're going to roll out a really special Patreon system that will give you guys more content and more DPT in ways that we hope you will be really
If
psyched
you
about.
if you so want it.
Yes.
Follow Gareth Reynolds on the old Twitters. You are
At Reynolds Gareth on Twitter and
I think you should be at Reynolds Rap. That's just me.
I'm getting closer.
R.A.P.
Probably
It's
taken.
just-
Yeah.
Probably
It's
taken.
like a 2 hands, 1 hand over a fist.
Sort of
Just-
run the jewelsy vibe.
Yeah, 1 hand
Foiled
over,
hands.
Foiled
Foiled
hands.
hands over.
Squash it. He's squashing all the conflicts. At Reynolds Rap.
All right, you ready to do this? Oh, I
Yes.
want to remind people, June 24th, I will be at the Siren Theater in Portland, and July 15th, I will be at the Bug Theater in San Francisco.
Bug Theater is in
Follow me at
in Denver.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say. In Denver.
Denver.
It looks like I'm going to be in San Francisco in August. So follow me at Daniel Van
We're
Kirk.
going to be in
and
San
come
Francisco with you doing a live
Oh, yeah.
DPT.
That's
It's actually Petaluma.
At the Petaluma
Comedy Festival.
Comedy Festival,
Yeah,
which will
that's
be
like
awesome.
the 17th and 18th, I think, of August.
It'd be amazing. And we've got dates in Salt Lake City, June 22nd, 23rd.
And Cleveland.
And Cleveland
Oh,
at the end
heck
of this
yeah.
month
Go out,
at
people.
Hilarities. Please see us.
All right, here we go.
Yep.
Sent in by Mrs. Sack at Mrs._Sack.
We've had Mrs.
Yes,
Sack.
we have. We have. Melbourne, Florida.
I thought we were going
Classy.
back.
Thought we could beat
Horrible.
that accent to death.
Classy.
We still can.
Okay.
4 words start this one out. A nightmare became reality.
And
Guys,
I could feel
I'm
it
sorry
move.
for the
That's, by the way, that's
sorry
every moment in Florida.
Yeah, right.
A nightmare became
I just
real.
was going to a Verizon store, and then all of a sudden, I
A
was in
nightmare became a reality.
That's right. That's it.
We were driving to go see a spring training game, and a nightmare
It became a reality. We were in Daytona.
I was having sex with an alligator, and a nightmare became a reality.
I went to Florida.
and a nightmare became a reality.
That's their license plate. Florida. A nightmare became a reality.
But it's becomes.
A nightmare became a reality last month for a Melbourne woman who found herself
I can't.
with a cockroach in her ear.
Wow. Oh, brutal.
Quote.
That is
so
my
many bad
wake
quotes in here,
is
guys.
my fear of sleeping.
There's so many bad quotes in here. Quote, Katie Holly said, I could hear it.
Yep.
It was crunchy.
Sure.
It's a bug.
Sure. So she's an etymologist, obviously.
Yeah, those are all
Guys,
technical
hey,
terms that you may not understand.
enough
to the
with
layman.
Right. Holly this week wrote in an essay for self.com about waking up one night in April feeling quote, a weird movement in her ear.
Didn't your neighbors talk about this?
Listen, if we're talking about a movement, and I don't want to tread too heavily on the Me Too movement, but if you're going to have a cock in your ear unwantedly,
Better be roach.
let it be a roach.
Yeah.
Let it be a roach.
That is probably the best of all scenarios.
Oh,
'cause
thank God.
You can take it out and kill it.
Right.
Oh, thank God.
As if it felt as if something were burrowing inside.
That's because it is burrowing in her head.
It
Let me
was
say once
almost
again.
as if there was a bug in my. There was a bug in your
She is
ear.
talking in
She's talking like in hypotheticals.
It's hard to explain, but
No,
hyperbolically,
no, you just
it
explain
felt like
it.
a bunch of little legs attached
That's
to
because
a
it was
bug.
it was a bug.
And it was in my head.
That's exactly what
I
it
don't
was.
know how to explain it. I
Man,
guess
It is
I'm
not a hypothetical. This
I'm
is an actual thing that's
trapped in
happening.
a metaphor again.
it's not
it's real.
A cockroach was in my head, if you will.
No, it's not. If you will,
Of course we will, because it
Explain.
was.
You wouldn't get it.
I will.
There's no simile.
Let me draw some pictures. It'll
No, we
show you
get
guys
it.
what I
We
mean
get
a little
it.
bit clearer.
Ma'am,
Make her stop.
Here's a song that doesn't rhyme.
Man.
Put it back in.
All
Put
right.
it back in.
All
I'm
right.
in for that. I'm in for that song. Okay.
Put it back in.
I should say at this point in the story, this happens from time to time. I don't know that anyone is dumb in this story, but this is what
just-
happens in dumb people town.
The cockroach is a genius.
Right. What sent Katie to the emergency room at 2 a.m. was a palmetto bug that not only crawled into her ear,
Those
but
things
got
are
in
big.
deep and hung on with all its might.
Oh, he loves it. He's like, this is perfect.
They poured lidocaine in my ear to numb my ear and also to kill the palmetto bug, which was pretty awful because I could feel it moving around, dying in my ear.
Oh, man. You know,
I
in
know.
Florida, they start with Coors Light first.
Yeah.
Coors Light in that ear.
You get the taste of the Rockies. You get the bug out of your ear.
And twins. And twins. Okay, so they drown it
They drown it in chemicals.
in poison.
Uh huh.
The
I mean,
doctor.
feeling it die in your ear is essentially like going to an Ariana Grande concert. Just feeling it die in your ear.
The doctor thought he'd pulled out the bug in pieces. What was that old like rap rock song like? Here's my life into pieces. What was that?
Cut my life
Papa
into
Roach or
pieces.
something.
How perfect.
Papa Roach.
It probably wasn't, but let's never look it up. And no one tweet at us.
my life into pieces.
Cut my-
This is my last resort.
So he cut the bug into pieces.
It is about the roach.
It is about the roach.
Pull this small metal bug out of my ear.
But Katie realized that funny feeling in her ear wasn't going away.
It was your period. Oh,
Nice.
sorry.
She was exploring the new.
Days later, at her own doctor's office,
this better not.
Days
Okay.
later, it laid eggs.
Holly explained
That's what I'm worried about.
her ordeal and said she still had some lingering discomfort and hearing loss. An examination of her ear revealed something dark still wedged inside.
Oh, no.
I'm going to ask you guys, how many days did she wait with hearing loss and still feeling something inside to go to the to
When
her
someone
own
looks
doctor?
in your head and says there's something dark inside there,
Yeah. I'm a comedian.
yeah, enjoy your life on the road.
Gareth, do you want to go
I'm gonna
first, Tig, or third?
I'll
she
go
went to the
first.
ER. They thought they got it all out. How many days was she like? I don't know.
I'm gonna say 4 days.
4 days.
Jay?
4 days was still. You knew there was a bug in there.
But I think that you could buy a little bit of like maybe it's just like the residual
of something
yeah,
being
like
pulled out of my ear.
indentations from
Okay.
the bug or the odd surgery that was
4 days.
performed.
Jason and Randy.
I
We're
think
in Florida.
I think she kept thinking it would go away, and she waited 9 days to go.
No
down.
way.
I think she waited 11 days.
11 days.
11 days and was like, it's going to be fine.
4 from
My
Gareth.
friend's like, why are you turning your head to the side?
I'm really losing if this.
4 from Gareth.
9 for me.
9 from
Jay.
Jason.
It's
I
gonna
say
be more.
11.
It's gonna be
11
more.
from Randy.
I mean, we weren't even near it on the money.
No, I know.
One of you is exactly right.
Now we get to play the
gonna be
game.
Now you
Randy.
get to play a second level of this game. We call this Going Westworld. It's the game within the game. Who do you think is right? Gareth, do you want to go first, Tig, or third on who you think is right of the three of you?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I think Randy's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I feel like we're living in the most absurd version
That's
possible.
right.
Okay. All right. Jason?
I think I'm right.
Jason thinks he is right.
That's why I said it.
I think Jason's right.
What the
Randy.
hell? Randy, I
thinks
had to
Jason's
back.
right.
I know, but it's here we go. Let's see what it is.
The amount of time she went with lingering discomfort and hearing loss after already knowing that it was broken into pieces and
It's gonna be
taken out of her ear
Gareth is going to be right.
No.
was a total of, get your answers in, townies, because that answer is 9 days.
Hey.
Yes.
It feels good, doesn't
It
it?
feels good to not only guess it, but then believe that I had
feels
guessed it.
And
Right.
rub my face in it.
It feels good to get that bug out of your
9
ear.
days,
Yeah.
guys. 9 days of not being sure. I'm going back 2 days. I'm going 4 for sure.
Be paranoid.
I like
9 days if you didn't know there was anything in there at all and you're like, I think something's weird in my ear. I could see 9
Who
days
are her
maybe.
friends? Who
The
are now
next-
just hang in
No
there?
friends.
The
Keep
next-
drinking, bitch.
Even if
Wait.
I feel fine,
drinking,
the
idiot.
next day I'm coming
Yeah.
back on. Did you get everything?
She didn't go to her doctor. You go to your doctor. Hey, quick update.
Hey,
Bugs live in my head now.
anything's in my
Right.
ear. So
Right.
what did they pull out, Dan?
Okay. 9 days later, at her own doctor's office, after having all that, an examination of her ear, as I said, revealed something dark still wedged inside. Sounds like a Stephen King line. The physician assistant said she saw what she believed to be a spiky insect leg. My physician proceeded to remove the leg and flush my ear again, only to examine it and see even more remnants. She ended up pulling out 6 more pieces of the roach's carcass. 9 days after the incident. They left a lot of that bug in there.
That is.
A lot.
That's half doing.
I'm
going
going
to
to show you
Yeah.
guys.
6 pieces of a roach.
This is a picture of the pieces.
My
Oh
God,
my
that's
God.
so much.
That
Taken
is-
out. There's the first big piece. This will all be on the Facebook page. Join us. We're almost at 20,000 people.
please join this. That's crazy.
Hold on. We're almost done.
What?
Do you think I mean, listen, for the bug, most bugs in Florida, if they don't get stepped on
Yeah.
or zapped, live a full life, and then that's it.
Yeah.
which
Like,
is like,
this is
I don't
not
know,
fun
4
for the
days.
bug to get pulled
No,
out of
it's
somebody's ear.
scary.
Drowned in lidocaine.
Yeah.
That bug was just looking for its hotel room.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just
Hello?
start climbing
That
the
is-
mountain.
Hello?
Climbing a mountain girl.
Hello? I'm going to keep going.
Is this the
Hello?
igloo?
Feels right.
Hello?
Sign
Mom?
in.
This is my Bali.
This is my bug.
my Bali. This is my
That was
igloo.
pro.
It's my igloo.
Holly's physician referred her to an ear, nose, and throat specialist who pulled out the rest of the bug.
Yeah, I'd go
She's
to the-
being passed around doctor to doctor.
I'd go to an
I'm
ear.
going to save a
joint.
little for the next doctor.
You know, I actually put a couple legs in there as a goof.
Yeah, is that weird?
Why would you put him in?
I'm having fun. I'm not a doctor, but I am hilarious.
You are. All right, I
Yes.
give you that one.
The
Thank
ENT
you.
doctor said this was not unusual.
No.
That this
Nope.
and that
I've
she
seen some shit.
Like, I imagine her doctor looks like Dog the Bounty Hunter. It is
Yeah,
Florida.
yeah,
Hell
for
yeah.
sure.
Just comes in with like fluorescent.
Medically speaking, a bug fucked your head up.
we're gonna get this bug, okay?
It's bar rescue.
a bitch.
Gotta get that bug out of your head.
He switches. He takes off his Oakleys and puts on Dr. Oakley's
Wraparounds.
wraparounds. Of course, wraparounds. We're not
So they
going
don't drop
Wayfair.
in any open patients.
The doctor said this is not uncommon and that she was the second person that day who needed to have a bug removed from their
right.
ear.
If
Florida.
you need reasons to not go to Florida,
Florida, get
if
your
you're
shit
looking
together.
for it,
Well, let me give you one
Or
last
go
one.
to sleep with AirPods in.
Yeah.
We're going to close it out with this. How many times a year
no.
did the doctor in Florida say, on average, this
he's-
is the amount of times a year someone comes in
With a
with a bug in their ear?
ear.
Gareth Reynolds, do you want to go first, Tig, or third?
This is
I
the
wanna
most
go-
ridiculous question ever.
How
Let me just
many?
say.
This doc,
It's a
I feel
Florida
like
doctor's
he
expertise.
sounds like Trump's doctor, so I feel like he's just going to say some crazy stuff.
right, it's
just
going to be a
'cause-
round
Here's
number.
the
Yeah,
crazy
like
thing.
he's-
Here's the crazy thing. This is just his number. Not everybody in Florida is
Right.
going to him.
I think he's buffing the numbers. A
Okay.
second person that day?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sick of removing bugs from people. I'll go first.
Okay.
And I'll guess that he says this happened. I mean, if he had 2 in one day, I guess that he's going to say it happens 200 times a year.
Okay.
Jay?
I can tell I'm over.
No, I said 100. I
you're
in
right
my
on.
mind, I say 100.
100?
100.
I'm going to say 300 times a year.
300.
Yep.
Okay.
Because that's not even twice a day.
No, I'm assuming
It's
this is a
just
little bit of a
2 days.
hectic
We
day.
didn't, I
bug-wise.
can't believe we didn't say this to you. Thanks for coming back to Dumb
Oh,
People.
thanks.
Yeah,
well, I
it's
can't
so
believe I
good to
didn't
have
say
you.
thank you for having me. Good Lord.
Seriously, it's been
Without
a
Dave
joy.
Anthony, yeah.
It's been a joy. And I wanted to say that while people waited for this.
Okay.
The amount of times, the second in that day, the amount of times the doctor said that this happens in a year
This doctor.
is 12 times.
This guy.
Once a month.
An average of once a month, which if you think about it,
We got happy.
Yeah.
I know, you
we
gotta
got,
get
we got
excited.
drunk. We got drunk on
I
Florida
knew that the 2
exaggeration.
in a day
Believe.
would throw you off.
Yeah,
I knew it, but
we believe.
it's still to me. If you just are reading that, you're like, that's still a lot. That's one doctor saying once a month. How many other doctors are getting one a month? That's so many people in Florida getting
And then,
bugs in
like,
their
a
ears.
nurse assistant come over and is like, I stuck a leg up the nose just for
Just to have a laugh.
just for fun.
Hey, I left a little bit in there for the next doctor. Everybody wants to see
No,
this.
I want it all out of my head.
No. You're under right now.
You will know me by the trail of bug in my ear.
Hey, I dropped my sunglasses in her ear.
Fuck it. Fuck it. She's going to go to another doctor and get it out.
Oh, boy.
Look at that.
I got a bounty out on that bug.
Is that a show?
That is.
Do we have a show?
Those are
in
3
hand?
stories, friends.
Jesus
stories.
Christ.
I'd be loving it.
That's the best title for this show.
I'd be loving
I'd be loving it.
Loving
No.
it.
What was the thing about how high? How high is too far?
How high is too
How
far?
How high is too far?
How high
Let's come
is
up with
too
a cut to end the show. Let's come up with a couple of how high is too far.
How high is too far?
I ask you, Dan, how high is too far? Just answer it any way you want. How high is too far?
Apple pumpkin pie.
Okay. Gareth, how high is too far?
My dad.
Okay. Jason, how high is too far?
2 furlongs.
Okay.
Nice.
That's what I
Okay.
think.
Randy, how high is too far?
How high is too far? Doug Benson in the North Pole. That is how high is too far.
That is
That's
There
very
you go.
high.
And I brought it back to the end.
Hey.
That's a show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, join the Facebook page if you want to see these grotesque pictures. We would love to have you be a part of it.
A
And,
lot of bug pieces.
oh, shit, we got to get back to work.
It's a good show.